Hello, I'm Bernard Norcott-Mahany. I work here at the Bluford branch of the Kansas City Public Library, and in September, the Black Classics Book Club will be discussing Harlem Shuffle by Colson Whitehead. So Colson Whitehead is a current author. He's won the Pulitzer Prize. He's won several other prizes and awards as well. He's definitely one of the up-and-coming authors in the African-American community. He sort of came to notice with his novel Underground Railroad, which imagined the Underground Railroad as exactly that, an underground railroad. And he also had a success with a book called Nickel Boys, which became a film as well. So this book, Harlem Shuffle, features a guy named Ray Carney who runs a furniture store in Harlem, and it looks at him there are three books, and in each book there's a particular time period. So the first book is set in 1959. The second is set in the early 60s, 61, I think, and then the last one is set in 64. In addition to running a furniture store, he also sometimes fences items. He is not really sort of actively engaged in illegal activity, but he's not opposed to doing that, when necessary. He cares for his community, and he does what he can for people, but of course, he's not an overly successful businessman, so he has to sometimes, send out collectors to get, money on the furniture that people had promised to pay and didn't pay, and that sort of thing. But he tries to avoid doing that. So he's a sympathetic character, and we look at Harlem through his eyes in this sort of period of change, right, from the late 50s into the Civil Rights era. I mean, the late 50s, there's still the Civil Rights era, but as it moves more into the Civil Rights era that we think of in the early 60s. And in fact, the third book takes place in 64 at a time when there were race riots in several larger cities. Harlem, there was a race riot there as well. The San Francisco Chronicle said of this book that it's a novel about race, power, and the history of Harlem, all disguised as a thrill ride crime novel. So in other words, it is a crime novel, right? He is a fence, as well as running a furniture store, but it's also sort of a meditation on the black experience and on Harlem itself, which in a sense serves as sort of a background, but also almost a character as well. So that's the book that we are going to be discussing at the end of September. This will be September 27th. That's the fourth Saturday in September. We meet at 2:30 p.m. in the Bluford Library. We've got a meeting room. It's a little like seminar room. That's where we meet. We will be discussing Colson Whitehead's book, Harlem Shuffle, on that date. So September 27th, 2:30 p.m. to discuss this book. Copies of this book are available at Bluford. They're also just available to be put on hold in the library system. So if you can't get to Bluford, you should be able to find it at one of the other locations. But if you come here, you could ask for a copy of the book for the book discussion. So, hope to see you there, September 27th, 2:30 p.m. to discuss Colson Whitehead, Harlem Shuffle.